Hello there, fellow gamers. My name is BattleFox, and today we will be starting a Let's Play series of Avorion, an early access game on Steam that focuses on space. You can be a miner, a trader, a pirate, or a defender of the galaxy with one ship or a whole fleet, and even have carriers with their own fighters. The most appealing part of this game in my eyes is the ability to construct your own ships piece by piece to fit your playstyle and make them look however you like. So let's get started. When you first start a brand new game, you spawn in here with just a basic mining drone. This is our drone here. It's a pretty small ship, and it just serves as your way to start getting resources and getting that started. So first off, we're going to go ahead and try to find our first asteroid to mine, which looks like there's one pretty close here. Now this here is an iron node. Oh, let's not crash into it. And iron, as you can see in the top left, is just our basic resource, what we use to build our starter ship out of. And then, of course, the lower you get on the list, the higher tiers of material that you have. So we're going to go ahead and start collecting as much of this iron and possibly a little bit of titanium to get our first ship started. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is collect up a bunch of resources, and then we can move on. So as I was flying around collecting resources to build our first ship, I actually came across this secret stash here. And I'm not entirely sure what it is or what it's used for. Let's see if I can interact with it. And open. Oh, I got some pieces. Let's see. Hopefully we can hold these. This basic mining drone doesn't have any cargo space, so I'm not sure if we actually can hold these or not. Let's see. Inventory. Okay, perfect. Turret control system gives us +3 to all turrets. Wow, that's really good for starting off. And generator upgrade gives us, wow, 52% more generated energy. That's crazy good, both of those. Well, awesome. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and continue mining so we can make our first ship. And we're back. So we went ahead and flew around this star system to gather a bunch of resources for our first ship. We collected a pretty good amount of iron and a fair amount of titanium to get us started. So let's go ahead and start building the ship, and I'm going to name it the Genesis. Now this is going to be our very first ship, and it's going to be our jack of all trades to kind of get us started and go from there. So here is our starter block, and we're going to go ahead and start filling it out a bit. Let's go into build mode here. And now you can see all the options that we have for building. We can scale our blocks, we can turn mirroring on and off, we can match the size for quick building, and then we also have all of our blocks down here on a quick bar. So we have standard holes, we have engines, cargo bays, crew quarters, iron thrusters, armor, some framework, and then a dock. Now we're not going to use any docks right now because we don't have a big ship. But if we open up the building inventory, you can see that there's actually quite a few options here to start building with just iron blocks itself with different shapes and things like that. And as you scroll down, we start going through the different tiers of materials. And of course, the higher the tier, the more abilities they have, the more blocks we can build. Like right now, we can make titanium generators to produce power for a ship, but we can't make those out of iron. And then as we get farther down, we start getting better generators, you even get hangars and things like that, and shields. So a long way to progress, but we're going to go ahead and start with the iron. So I'm going to use our hull blocks, and we're just going to make a standard, let's turn mirroring on to, we want the x-axis. And we're going to make just, a basic platform to get us started here. And there's our basic platform. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take some time to just build out the general shape of what we want our ship to look like, and then we'll start adding pieces from there and upgrading systems and things like that. Okay, so now I think I'm pretty happy with the, overall basic shape and design of the ship that we're starting to build. And so next what we want to do is start adding the components. Now I did end up using the iron hull with the windows instead of just the blank, just because that's what I left it on, hoping that maybe some parts would look nice. But we're going to actually end up covering up most of these systems, or these windows anyways, with the bits and pieces. So the first thing we want to do is add our thrusters. So we're going to go ahead and add these iron engines. And as you can see, the size of the blocks here will actually show up on the side here to show us, how much more thrust, how much more mass, max velocity, and things like that. So what we're going to do is add, let's turn on mirroring again. And we are going to add 4 engines. And you know what, let's make it 6 engines. I think that looks pretty nice so far. And so now we have forward thrust, but we need braking thrust. So that's where these thrusters come in. Now these will help us change directions and things like that. So first off, what I want to do is come in here and let's make sure that it is a smaller size. And we'll put one in the center just like that. And then I want to put 2 more here, just like that. Perfect. So now we have a pretty fair amount of forward brake thrust. Let's go ahead and fix it up a little more. Can we not make this any smaller? Let's turn off match block. There we go. That's what I wanted. And, you know, we might end up replacing these with other components too later on, but I'd like to add quite a bit just right off the bat, so that way we have a lot of braking power, because crashing into things is never a good option, and we don't want to run into those kinds of problems. So now we're going to come back here, and we're going to cover these panels as well with thrusters. Can we make it any thinner now? We're just going to do that all around each one of these. Engines we have here. And I think we're going to leave the middle there open, because we might end up putting some systems in here. I'm not entirely sure yet. And, oh, you know what? We need to put... Could put some there, and then looks like that gives us quite a good amount of braking thrust. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to fill in some other important things, like crew quarters and cargo bay, because we want to be able to pick and hold stuff up. So let's go ahead and turn off mirroring. And we're going to select this block here, and we are going to remove it, because we're going to put our crew quarters there. And let's see, that is going to give us it's not, oh, it's, okay, so that's 10 right there. That's probably pretty good. 10. Could go one more. Let's see, how much did that give us? 12? Yeah, I think that's a good spot to start. So we've got 12 men that we can hold on our ship. Now let's go ahead and add some cargo doors. And I think we're going to put those here and here. More than the selected blocks. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Is it because this whole thing is attached? Let's go ahead and just like put a standard block in here, and just to connect them for now. Okay, now that they're connected, we should be able to delete that. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's see how much a cargo bay will fit in there. Is that too small? Cargo holds 7.9. We could try removing this too. And now let's try cargo. $19.7, okay. So we'll put that there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. And if we find out that that is just too much cargo for us, because right now we can hold almost 40, then we can always replace it with something else. So now we have crew quarters, we have our cargo bay to store things. Now we need to generate power, because this thing isn't going to move anywhere without that. So let's go ahead and come up to our titanium generator. Now this is something that we don't want to skimp on. Now let's see how that looks there. We also want to remove this block. Okay. So that gives us required energy is 0.56. Okay, so we're generating an entire gigawatt more worth of power just from having that one single battery there. We actually could fit quite a bit more, and if anything I found in playing this game is that you run out of energy once you get a lot of systems and things like that. So let's go ahead and put in 2 more if we can. Okay, and we'll put 2 more in there and see how that does. Oh, we're out of money with that. Okay. That's okay. We can come back and fill it in later. Alrighty, so now we have our energy generation. We have our crew quarters, our cargo hold. We also have our engines and our thrusters. Let's see, our max velocity looks a little slow, so we might end up doubling up on all of these engines, so that way we can travel. But lastly, we want to start adding our guns and mining turrets and things like that. So earlier I actually found a iron salvaging turret. We can use these to salvage materials from other ships that we find out and about and things like that. So that's actually very handy for destroying wreckage and collecting their goods, because you can sell the things you find and other bits like that. So let's go ahead and where should we place it? We only have one right now, so I guess we'll just place it right here in the center. And let's go to our ship menu here, because we can actually place up to 3 systems in it right now. So we want to put that energy generation one in here, and then also our turret upgrade, so that way we can add more turrets. And after looking at this, it does consume a ton of energy, but I noticed that it actually would sell for quite a ton, so we might actually just go and sell that, so that way we don't have more issues like running out of money here in the early game. We're trying to get up off the ground, because once you start hiring crews, they're going to require payment on an hourly basis, and having a big chunk of change right at the beginning would be nice. So I think we're going to save that. But now, how many more turrets can we hold? Oh yeah, 5 of each type of weapons and of salvage and things like that. That's going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and add the other turrets we have. So right now we have 2 iron mining turrets. I think I'm going to save those ends for guns. So we'll end up placing ours right here like that. And then we'll put both of our chain turrets here on the ends like this. There we go. That should give us a pretty good range of motion. So I think all that's left is just to put on a bit of armor plating and go by crew and try it out. So let's go by our crew first. Here's our beautiful ship. Oh man, it feels slow. Yeah, we're gonna have to up these engines quite a bit, but it is functional. So let's go buy some crew. And we should be able to find a station that has them. I think we can get it from this repair station here. Alrighty, so now we're at this repair station and we can hire crew here. So right now, looks like they offer security, sergeants, and commanders. We just want to hire some crewmen to get our ship started. So let's see how much of each that we need. So it looks like we need 4 engineers, 4 gunners, 6 miners, and 4 mechanics, and then also a sergeant as well. So that's 4, 8, 12, 18. So we need 19. Holy crap, I don't even know if we can hold that many people. Our crew quarters is 16, so we actually need to add a little more crew quarters onto our ship here before we can hire all those. So let's go ahead and do that now. And let's go ahead and select this block, that's hull. I think these are both hulls, because just that middle one is crew quarters. So let's go ahead and delete both of those. Okay, now we can hold 33 crew members, so we are good to go. Oh, why am I zoomed in here so much? Okay, so let's go ahead and hire the crew members now. And let's see how many they actually have. They have 31. So we actually only need, we're going to hire 20. Okay, now that we have the manpower, we can go ahead and start filling these slots. So now we have 4 engineers, which will run our blocks as far as our engines and things like that. So now we will be able to fly a bit faster. We're going to need 4 gunners for our 2 guns. Now those we will shoot. We also are going to need 6 miners. Oh, we need more sergeants, so let's assign one as a sergeant. There we go. And 6 miners, and then we need 4 mechanics that will repair our ship slowly. Well, we need it perfect. So now our ship is fully operational. Oh yeah, that feels a bit faster now. Just having those people the crewmen manning that. So now, lastly, what we want to do is go and sell that that radar piece that we have, so that way we can have a bit of cash to sit on. So let's go ahead and find out where that. Oh, here it is. The equipment dock. Oh yeah, this thing's a whole lot faster now. let's find the dock here. Oh, let's not crash. There, I think that view's a little easier. Okay, yeah, look at how much this thing is worth. 1.5 million credits compared to the like 10,000 that we started off with. Yeah, even though this thing is really good, I'd rather have that cash just to, you know, help us float for a little while. Okay, now that we have went ahead and sold that piece and bought a couple of other modules, we're going to go ahead and install that last power generator so we don't have any more issues and then cover our ship with armor. So let's go ahead and go back into the build mode here. Oh, sounds like combat's happening around us. Doesn't sound like it's anywhere super close. Let's go ahead and put the titanium thruster in there, or generator, excuse me. Okay, so it looks like all of our systems are pretty good, and that's kind of annoying. Looks like maybe some pirates are attacking that freighter down there. Well, we'll have to get into the combat after we get some armor and get things set up here. So let's go ahead and find the armor pieces. And then now we will go ahead and add, if we have enough, I'd like to add some of these titanium integrity field generators. Now these are kind of like mini shields. How small can we make these? Oh, we don't want to match box size. Oh, perfect. Okay. That doesn't cover a whole lot of area, so let's go ahead and undo that. We're going to try to line the edge here, and let's see how much area that covers. It's a little too long. Now, does that look a little weird? Let's get out of build mode and look at it. Oops. Yeah, the lights look interesting on it. Yeah, we can roll with it for now. Okay, so let's cover the rest of the ship here. last thing to do is to paint it. And I'm thinking a blue and white theme here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good right there. So our ship is ready. So I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there for today. Next time we are going to be testing out our ship, going on adventures as far as salvaging, trying to find the next tier of materials, go on some quests, and overall just going from there. So I want to thank you for watching and joining me today on my first steps in the adventures of Avorion. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and favorite the video, as well as leave comments in case you guys have any suggestions on how I could either build better or make better resources. It's always appreciated. My goal is to make the best quality content I can, and I need your guys' help for that. So again, thank you, and you have a wonderful day.